Good morning and happy Monday, March 23rd. This is my first time trying to do some virtual instruction, and I think it's going to be very interesting. I think this is a group that the school system is going to also find difficult to instruct virtually because we know little ones are hands-on learners. And it's kind of hard to do hands-on through a computer, but we're going to do our best. So my name is Terri George. I have taught preschool disabilities for about 15 years, and the last 5 years I have been working for Hope Haven here in Jacksonville, Florida, doing some educational planning and advocacy work. A lot of my work has been with children with Down syndrome, but recently in advocacy, we have been branching out and working with children with any kind of learning difficulty, whether they have a diagnosis or not. And for this project, this is really not associated with Hope Haven. A lot of you that are going to probably participate, I may have met you through Hope Haven, but this is sort of something I'm doing to try to keep my own sanity through all of this, and to just see, do some research and some studies on how does distance learning work when you sort of combine some website-based work, some videos, and some teacher-based instruction where either the teacher has recorded something, or I do want to try to either use Zoom or FaceTime to try to actually have some interaction between the students and myself. So I'm gonna try to just explain a little bit about what I'm gonna give to families and see if that's gonna help you through this. And I've never uploaded documents to Facebook, but I'm gonna try that. If that doesn't work, I can certainly email them to you. The responses I've gotten so far, I think I have one person that said they do not have a printer at home. If that person will reach out to me, if I have to, I will put this stuff in the mail for you just to be sure that your child has access to all the paperwork, okay? So this is all trial. We're gonna see what works. Please give me your honest feedback so that I can make changes if everybody's having the same issue or has the same concern. I certainly can't individualize it for everybody, but I wanna do my best to make sure everybody can participate, okay? And you can see I'm in my hallway. There's my front door. Here comes my dog. I'm just trying to figure out where's going to be the best space to do this. When I do circle time activities, I'm probably going to be sitting on my floor somewhere, so a dog, a cat could come by. We'll see. Every week I'm going to do this planner, which is going to show sort of the work for the week. And this is just a planner I found online, but it's got pretty much covers all of the things that I was going to add in anyway. It's got circle time, language arts, math or science, motor skills, sensory play, and a process art or a craft. Now, what I tried to do to help you out is if there's some kind of document that goes along with it, I put an asterisk by it so that you'll know you should have some kind of document. For circle time, they break it out into music and movement and a book. For this first week, those two videos that I posted a link to from YouTube, the Elm Alphabet video and the Number Rock video, we'll do those two every day. Sometimes I might play the video. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, if I'm going to play it on my phone and hold it. I'm not sure how this works. I'm not real super with technology, but I'm going to learn. And the book that we're going to use this first week, and I thought I would put all the books up here on a board, kind of like a teacher would at school, is Sometimes I Like to Curl Up in a Ball. It's a really cute book. It's got some vocabulary that'll be new to kids, but it's pretty silly, it's fun, it's got rhyming words, it's got some predictable text, and I think they'll like it. So a few samples, well, before I start about the work, I put a list on Facebook of kind of some things that would be good to have. One of those was a bingo marker, and I got this at Dollar Tree. If you have there's a box that they make called Do a Dot markers. Those are a little bit nicer. This is Dollar Tree, so it's worth $1, but it'll work for what we want to use it for. For some kids who don't have really good fine motor, that maybe they can't circle or maybe they can't mark an answer, you just let them do a dot. There's nothing this week that you need wiggly eyes for, but if you're at Dollar Tree, get a bag of wiggly eyes. Dollar Tree actually had, whoop, there goes my board. And I'm not starting over because I'm already 5 minutes in, so that's just kind of what happens in preschool. Dollar Tree had real Aleene's craft glue, which is like the best kind of glue you can buy, so get a bottle of that. Glue stick. These little pom-poms that Dollar Tree had are good for when we start doing some counting activities. You can pretty much use anything you have in your house for counting that's little. You can use pennies, you can use beans. Just make sure it's not something your child's going to put in their mouth if they're one that likes to put things in their mouth. Okay, so for today, I have that we're going to read the book, which I'm going to do that in a little while. We're going to talk about story vocabulary. There is a math activity called How Many Wombats, because the little critter in the book is a wombat. So we've got this activity. There are directions down here. Anytime I can, I'm trying to add directions for if you have a student that either has some difficulty. So what this says is cut out the wombats and glue in the boxes. Don't follow me again. So you can cut them out. If your child's good at cutting, go ahead and cut across the paper here and cut across here, take the directions off, give them those, let them cut them apart. And then you're gonna, what's this number? How many are we gonna put here? What's this number? How many are we gonna put here? If you have one that needs a little extra support, you can take and put 1 dot here, 2 dots here, 3 here, and 4 here. And so they're gluing them on top of your dots, but you're talking that through. You're going, this is number 1, so how many are we gonna put? We're gonna put 1, put it there. If you have kids that are ready for a challenge, you could print some extra wombats, and you could even do some simple addition and subtraction. You could say, if you had 2 wombats and I had 1 and we put them all together, how many do we have? That's simple addition, but you're talking it through. You don't have to say adding, just talking about you have one group, you have another group, what do you have if you put them all together? Same thing with subtraction. You can say we have this many and we took this many away, how many are left? Okay, so that's what that's about. There are 2 tracing pages for fine motor. There's this one that's tracing straight lines, and then there's this one that's tracing letters. If you have a 3-year-old or even a 4 or 5-year-old that has some fine motor issues, this is not appropriate, but we have some older kids in our group, and we have some kids in our group that are 4 that are writing their names already. This is good for them. This one that's straight lines is great for our younger kids or our kids with fine motor issues. One thing I like when you have like just a few lines of tracing, especially if you have a child who really likes to trace, is we call it rainbow tracing. Give them crayons and let them start with a really light color. So start with yellow, and then maybe go to orange, and then red, and then blue, and then black. And they can trace over the same lines over and over with lots of different colors. Or you can print it more than one time and they can keep practicing on that. Okay, we have there's a game that I made, this little action game. And you'll see when we read the story that it's talking about the wombat doing all these different actions, like curling up in a ball, jumping high, screaming loud, standing still as a tree. So these statements, you're going to cut them out and just sort of fold them in half and either put them in like a brown lunch bag, a bowl, something like that, that you can pull them out one at a time, and you take turns. You're going to read it out loud, and then you're going to complete that action. Go do it outside, get a little bit of outside air. It's really important to get our kids outside during this time. If you have a child who's showing some interest in reading, these words at the bottom, there's one word, and I tried to pick out some nouns, but some of them, they're like scream loud, didn't really happen. If you have a child who's getting interested in reading, cut these cards out, and where you have curl up in a ball, you could read to them, curl up in a, what is that word? which one of these words looks like this? Okay, what is that? Start matching some words. Matching pictures to words teaches kids that print has meaning, and this is the meaning, and so it's sort of the beginning of reading. Oh, I have a grammatical error there. Highlight words and statements if you like, not in you like, but I'm not going to do this again. So when you get to the word ball, if you want to, you could highlight that word, and then you could tell your child, okay, all the highlighted words, you're going to find them down here somewhere. Let's see if we can find them. Then there's a page for sensory play. There are 3 different sensory activities. So today the sensory activity is a cozy space, and it tells you the items that you need and sort of how to do it, okay? Sorry, there was a message up there. Okay, so those are all the activities that I have for today. I will likely not do a video this long. Now we're at 11 minutes for every day, but I figure the first few days just to get everybody going, maybe that'll be helpful. And if you have questions, you're welcome to post it on the Facebook. On the Facebook page is also my email address is advocate.terrigeorge@gmail.com. That's the email that I'm using for this project. Lots of you have my phone number. You're welcome to text me or call me. This is kind of a mixed group because there are some friends in this group. There are some people that I've met through work. There are people that I don't even know. There are some family members on here. Hi, Sophia. Aunt Terri loves you. And so I really just want everybody to try to use this to put a little bit of normalcy back in the lives of these little people while we're going through this tough time together. Okay, so I look forward to talking to you soon. If you have not sent me, my cat's trying to knock my iPad over. If you have not sent me a picture of your child, I have another board like this that is going to be like a classroom word wall. And so I'd like to have everyone's picture up there, and that way they can kind of get to know each other a little bit, even if it's virtually. So if you haven't sent me a picture yet, please either private message it on the Facebook page or send it to my email or text it to me, okay? I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.